Wow, I love Iowa. What a state! Well, my name is Perry Johnson, and I am running for President of the United States. And I love this country. I am probably too conservative for this group, but you can hang me anyway. I am pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, anti-woke, anti-China, and I am pro-freedom in every possible way. But, as you may have guessed, I am laser-focused on one thing, the economy. In fact, I am the one candidate that has a plan for solving our problem. I wrote a book, 2 Cents to Save America. It's a very simple concept. Instead of having the government spend every single penny in their budget every single year, going out of their way to throw your money away, I say we do just the opposite. I'm going to do what I did in every company. We freeze the budget, and we cut 2 cents out of every dollar of discretionary spending every year. And when I am elected president, there are 3 things that will happen right away. Number 1, we will be on a path to start balancing the budget. Now, how many here are in favor of Washington spending less money? They're nuts. Number 2, never again will a minor have transition therapy in all of America. And number 3, I know you're not going to like this point, but I am going to get rid of the Department of Education. I want everyone to realize that literally only 2 cents out of every dollar goes to grades K through 12. We have 4,400 employees in that department spending $68 billion a year. I'm going to cut it down to 2, and that 8% is going directly to the parents. You decide where your kids go to school. You decide what your kids can learn. You make the decision for your kids. And by the way, I think it's idiotic that we're sending $113 billion to Ukraine when we're going broke. Now, I don't know that it's possible that you can ever vote for anyone without knowing something about them. And I'm going to tell you a little about myself. I'm a guy that grew up in a small town, Dalton, Illinois. My dad was a pilot in World War II. My mom was a nurse in the Army WACs, and they love this country, and they love the veterans. Both of my grandfathers served in the military, and they love this country, and from the beginning of time, I was told that the greatest gift you can ever have is to be born an American. Once you are an American, you have won the lottery, and I've felt that all my life. Now, I didn't have a lot of money. In fact, when I was in 8th grade, I thought my greatest achievement was becoming an Eagle Scout. But then I got to college. I worked in the steel mill, got through. In grad school, I was getting eviction notices on a regular basis. I lived on submarine sandwiches when I could afford them. But I finally got through, and I got a job in the auto industry. This was in the 80s. I don't know whether any of you remember what it was like in the 80s, but back then, in the auto industry, you had the Japanese coming in with tremendous quality, and they were killing us. But I thought I knew how to solve the problem, and I started my first company. What I did was to introduce statistical methods in the beginning of the operation. And with the expertise of the line personnel, they actually made the charts, and they were able to show how we could reduce variation. Do you know that in 4 or 5 years, we had the best quality in the world, and we were able to reduce our costs by 20 to 30%. I said, why not quality as a way of life? And I wrote a book ISO 9000, the quality standard. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but it is a standard literally around the world. And now Perry Johnson registrars and Perry Johnson Laboratory Accreditation do business in 61 countries around the world. And I plan to bring quality and efficiency to the federal government. Now, I will tell everyone right now that I do live the American dream. I have the most wonderful wife on the planet. I have 3 wonderful kids. In fact, my oldest son is right back there. He's going to evaluate my speech. But I'm going to tell you something. Washington does hate me. I am the outsider of outsiders. In fact, imagine somebody coming to you and telling you that you're going to take their money away and their power away. And that's what I have. And that's why they put this ridiculous requirement of 40,000 donors. Yes, I have a lot of money. Yes, I'm funding my own campaign. I'm not proud of the fact that you can live in America and you can make your dreams come true. But I think it's ridiculous that they put a requirement on that you have to get 40,000 donors to try to get you off the debate stage. But I'm going to get on that stage anyway, because I can believe that I can still do it. I'm just going to ask for 2 cents, because that's all I want, is 40,000 donors, 2 cents apiece. Now, I think you can remember that Joni Ernst was somebody from the outside, too. She was an outsider, and everybody hated her. She said she was going to cut the pork. Well, I'm going to do the same thing, because by golly, we're going nuts here. We endanger everything. Right now, each and every one of you is spending $600 a month just in interest on our debt. We went from literally 20 trillion in debt, 19.9, to 32 trillion in debt in the last 6 years. We endanger Social Security, Medicare, our defense, and our whole way of life. And we cannot wait until we're broke. In fact, I think we're already broke. I want you to think of how absurd it is that we just had a plan that is still going to increase our debt more. They spent a record amount, and they want to spend more. Now, I have a plan. Many of you got the book. If you don't have a book, we're going to give you a book. No charge. I won't even charge you 2 cents. I'm just going to ask that you donate 2 cents, if you can. Bottom line is that we have the greatest country the world has ever known. And I want to keep it that way. Yes, we have a lot of problems. We have a problem with our borders that's cost us a fortune. Why don't we finish the doggone wall? Come on! This is nuts! We have a situation right now where we should have a right to teach our children whatever they want, and we can't have Washington telling us what to do. What do you say we start making America free again? Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Now, I will tell you that I have a lot of people that tell me that it's impossible, that Washington is so corrupt that we can't change it. But you know what? This country has a history of doing the impossible. I want you to think about what a wonderful, amazing country we have. We started out 250 years ago with a dream that we could be a country unlike any country on the planet. And we were going to have a country by the people, for the people, with the basic goals of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We had people like Patrick Henry that said, give me liberty or give me death. And we had to do the impossible. We had to fight the most powerful army in the history of the world. We had to do this without guns. We had to hide our guns. We weren't trained. We had a fledgling general by the name of George Washington, and we had to go up and do the impossible. But you know what? We did it. We defeated the most powerful army in the history of the world because we have that fire inside us, a fire unlike any fire in any country in the world. I want you to think about how great this country really is, whether you talk about Carnegie, Vanderbilt, Henry Ford, Edison. We go down in history and the world looks at us and says, wow. I say, Let's continue to be the greatest country the world has ever known. And God bless Iowa, and God bless the United States of America. Let's do it. Do it now. We have a great country, and we're going to keep it great. Enjoy life.